It goes to show just the kind of game that you expect to see out of teams. But because it's what they were comfortable on, because they said, hey, we beat you on it last map, we think we could do it again here. They swap to it, have no problems running it. Like you said, they overcome it.
Hi, hello, my name is Jean Carlos Gonzalez. We're here in Clifton, New Jersey. I'm one of the teachers, and I'm also one of the Overwatch coaches for the esports team. Overwatch is great. Usually, what sets it apart from other competitive esports program is that you have different skills. If you are a person that likes to be very aggressive, like aggro, you DPS focus, you have your certain heroes that are meant for that. If you like to be a team player and support, you could play the role of tank, where you protect your teammates. And if you like to be supporting in a different way, there's also a category known as healers. Throughout the years, as we were expanding the Overwatch team, we've gotten players who've played Overwatch competitively on their own, join the team, but also bring students who've never played Overwatch before, fall in love with the gameplay, the lore, and made new friends along the way.
Hi, my name is Brian Chi, and I am on the Clifton esports team. And I am an Overwatch player, and I'm their captain. I chose Overwatch because it was one of the closer games I'm used to. I'm used to a team-based game, and I also do enjoy having there being different roles for different people. So it's not all based on a single type of player being the best on your team. It's like a combination of everything to work into one.
What drew me to Overwatch was definitely the comic-y style of the characters, and I loved the mechanics of the game. I just loved how colorful it was, and it was just fun to play.
Oh, let's break it down!
I think the most fun aspect of the game has to be that I can just have fun and do what I want to do in the game without having to worry about a penalty.
My experience with competitively in Overwatch is pretty good. I enjoy meeting other teams and talking to them, competing to see how good my skill compares to their team. Also, leadership-wise, it's pretty fun trying to lead the team and strategize on what to do better, and call out my teammates if they need help in something so that we can work better in our practices. The most fun aspect in the game is trying to understand different strategies, because in the game there's different heroes and each of them have their own weaknesses to other heroes, and having to think about strategies around that is probably the most fun part about the game.
The benefit about Overwatch is an easy game to play, but hard to master. But thankfully, you're not alone. You're playing with a team, and because your role is very crucial to the team, you're able to work together towards a common goal.
On this Wednesday night, 2 more champions are left to be crowned in the fall 2023 semester between the South Central region and the Pacific region, and we will crown 1 more champion right now as we say to you, aloha friends, and to those just joining, happy holidays to you and yours. Clutchkey alongside the one and only cook in the kitchen, Chef Billy. We are bringing you the South Central Regional title match in the Play versus Fall 2023 Youth Championships between the 1st seed in Science Academy and the number 3 seed in the Gary Bobcats. Billy, we got to see some great gameplay from the Rockford Rampage, who went on to win the entire series against GBHS pretty convincingly on a 3-0 sweep. And we got to see a lot of champions pulled out between the DPS on Symmetra and Genji to the tank, and Genji, and then to the tank on the Reinhardt show. That was the Reinhardt, basically. Did that last game kind of show you what we can expect from this title game only 1 week into the new season?
I think that it's region-based. I think that every region has their own little flavor. But, I mean, what we saw there in our previous match is what's kind of run around the meta with the Reinhardt and moving a Bastion around with the Symmetra. Rex was a standout for me, BT dubs. That was some of the best Baptiste plays I've seen in just quite some time. But I think that we'll see how this is going to go. I think that we're actually going to have some tank roulette going on here right now. I mean, we'll see how they have decided to work with it, because Malga has been unleashed. The new patch notes have been implemented, and everything else seems to be going as well. I was just looking at one of my good friends, Big Hungry Phil. Blizzard has been messed with, and you can basically walk out of a blizzard now. So the effectiveness of that might be something that we need to look at, Keegan.
Yeah, we'll get to see a look at this right now with Science Academy in the blue side. You can see your starting lineup: Salted, Witchman, Weeb, Pine, and Bootleg. Pika will take on Gary Bobcats teammate Degree. Want to be a hero, excuse me, want to be hero. You Seraph, mind you. Seraph, a really good item in League of Legends, I will say. Coke Zero Sugar Infused. All of these players ready to go. And we are off underway in the ruins to start us off here on Elios. Both sides kind of just playing a little bit back for right now. Torbjorn Surge is going to stand right below them inside of the point for right now. Nobody's touching, but it looks like Science Academy is the one that starts them off for a little while. And this Torbjorn's kind of causing a little bit of panic. Instead, Turret gets moved in the background a little bit. And now that's just a go button in. Immortality goes gone, Turret gone, doesn't matter. Ash is gone on the side of the Gary Bobcats. So rush right on in. Science Academy starts them off with the first point, and why not? They'll back off for the current moment.
Definitely, we're looking at just, once again, some aggression coming in and just walking on the Ramatra and completely ends their existence. And this defense matrix right now is going to be something that they need to be looking out for, Keegan.
They got to look out for the defense matrix overall. They got to be looking out for this D.Va right now, who's already at 86% to an ultimate. At the same time, you've also got Witchman and Weave coming up on 70 and 78%. And a turret kill coming out for Fuse. Well, not looking for the turret on the off angle, so Fuse is already down, and you're looking at more time wasted.
I mean, Bootleg Pika, I think, is my favorite name of this hobby right now. And then I kind of got excited when I saw a Pine. You know, everybody would be excited in Overwatch to see a Pine. But I mean, we've got the beverage backline here for GDHS, and also, I mean, self-destruct get you back in the neck. Oh my gosh, you're gonna throw it over the top.
Throws it over the top. It's able to find the Kiriko, and at the same time, the Baptiste will go a little bit more bloodthirsty, as it will go ahead and advance them on in. It's just a 5v3 scenario, but there's the Molten Core taking care of Wannabe Hero, and it's just going to be the Mora left to go with no fade away. It's the hold on for Science Academy for right now.
You know, while we were in our little bit of intermission there, Keegan and I, Clutchkey and I were playing a little bit of comp, and we had a very bloodthirsty DPS Moira. Well, I don't think that's going to work here in this level of play right now. Look at this angle that Pine has. Absolutely spiking them from on high, and it's going to make the Ash have to come up there and contest them.
Let's see if they can go ahead and contest this for right now. You have the artillery strike that's going to come out. Also a Kitsune Rush that's available. Gary Bobcats, he has a lot of ultimates to use. They might not get to use the Kitsune Rush, though. It's out for Seraph, and that's going to be big for them, allowing them to get right onto the point. They have somebody flipping it for right now. We will get to the overtime clock. Degree moves on over to the Nemesis 4. And it's just a back off, but it's a big win for Gary Bobcats, despite using 2 ultimate sides, coming up with 2 of their own.
I mean, the Bobcats absolutely owning it with that artillery strike and the Kitsune Rush coming out there. Now we're looking for Bob to be able to contest the point if things get a little bit too dicey for them. I mean, especially with this Ant Matrix coming in, so you need to have something to hold them in a good stead.
Let's see if they can go for it for right now. You have the Kitsune Rush that's going to be available. Annihilation not going to be used here as the Degree does go down. It's a trade-off for right now as you get another man available here. It's going to be just a coalescence, and now the Kitsune Rush alongside of the Baptiste as well. Self-destruct will come out of the back line. Is this going to get anything? It's control to the support. It's not going to turn the fight, though. The D.Va is gone, but they're going to rush back to the point regardless.
Oh my goodness, Salted is showing us that D.Va might actually still be viable. I love my Korean tank hero. But seriously, like, this work getting done from the back line, you know, even though they lose their life in the end, they hold the point. They still got to be perfect from here on out. And the fact that we hold on to the Annihilation, man, it's going to force out an Immortality Berry, and the rest of the team to be able to capture on the back of it.
Well, turret's already gone here, too, and there's the Immortality field that's going to be used. So it's all systems go here for the punches. But can you land all of the Annihilation through the Ant Matrix? Already down to 50 health, but it is out of extra right now. The D.Va's just going to run right into the Ramatra, and the Ramatra's going to run out of time, except for the fact that the D.Va runs right around the corner. So the D.Va keeps the Annihilation going. It's a back-off scenario for right now. Just the healers and just the DPSs for right now, but no tank means pretty much gone and dusted as the Ravenous Vortex get rid of the Ramatra. They're still going to fight this here. They're going to use the artillery strike to try to get rid of something here, but to no avail. It will be a fight, but Ramatra keeps this going for right now as the turret is gone. They're going to keep this at 90%. The fight will continue. Molten Core comes out for Pine, but Pine does go down by the hands of the A36 nade. Now the Ravenous Vortex to keep them there for right now. It's a 3v1 scenario. The Molten Cortex, Fuse runs into the Molten Core, and it's going to be a kill after kill here for Science Academy. Salted moves on over to get to the Nemesis form on the Ramatra. It's a cleanup, it's a wipe, and Science Academy flips it. They're up 199, and they win the Ruins. We're up 1-0.
If Fuse doesn't die or fade into that Molten Core, they build up that coalescence, and they actually would probably win this first sub map of Ruins. So we'll see where we go. This is a lot more competitive than our first series, the Michigan series. Woo! That was vicious. And well, look at this. I mean, we're looking at Degree Recon pulling out the Hog. I do not hate this one bit. Fuse is actually going to go a little bit more DPS heavy, so maybe maybe 5 DPS on the field with a Moira and with a, well, I guess a Life Weaver now. So I guess you use the Life Weaver to save them from, you know, hurting themselves basically as a old battery. But I mean, really, Salted was getting the work done on the D.Va. Only got D-Mech 3 times, but still got the work done with the self-destruct, and that defense matrix is so impenetrable.
So very nice for them. But for Science Academy right now, sticking on to the D.Va. And here we go. Fine's already got the concussive mind blast onto Fuse, which is so huge for you because that's a big chunk of your healing gone. And now all you have left is going to be the Kiriko 836. Almost tosses the Roadhog off the map. Good thing the passive is now active, where the Hector should be a little bit heavier than what they were before. No moves off necessary there for the 836, although the space, you can see the zoning here. Science Academy takes it.
I mean, look at that. There's no breather available to the Hog. The Hog should go down, but actually gets themselves the heals back. Yeah, this is good stuff. This is great pursuit from the Science Academy. They're going to get, I mean, just missing out on these kills by one singular pixel. My friend Keegan, this is starting to turn into a bloodbath.
Billy, it'll start off with a bloodbath onto the Ash, and the Bastion will follow up alongside on the death for right now. Self-destruct is going to be used just to get out of mech and just to get back into mech, so the self-destruct goes for nothing this time around, although very surprising that Salted finds nothing considering their self-destruct history. And Take a Breather is only going to run out, and it's going to only last for so long. That's your tank down, and that's probably the fight down, as well as the Ash gone yet again.
I mean, look at this pursuit, though. I mean, Salted is just having a wonderful time, and you've got the Bastion at your back. Even the Kiriko's decided to get into it. And now you've got the artillery strike. 46% and counting. Whole Hog is going to be online for this next fight. You've got to watch out for the environmentals off of this.
Yeah, Bastion gone at the same time. Two Sonora artillery strike coming for Witchman at the very same time. They get Fuse again. So Fuse not even up to a coalescence here. We're 50% into it. You're going to have the Keith and Rush being used. It's going to be very, very good for the Science Academy team. And watch out for the bloodthirsty Baptiste that is right behind you. Weep goes down, and it's still somehow going to stay alive after all of this. Degree, though, is able to get rid of Weep and Bottle Peak at the same time. Or Bootleg Peak, I should say. So both of the supports now caught. Coalescence is going to be used here. Garen Podcast have a chance with no support left to go. There's the Coalescence to take care of Pine. Salted can only fall solo, and that defense matrix can only keep you alive for so much longer. The D.Va gets out, but the D.Va does get D-Mech. It's the flip on over back to Gary.
I mean, this is a good fight with, but I mean, that took way too long. There was so much sustain that came in from Science Academy. And now we see Bootleg Pika going over to the Ana. So direct counter here to the Roadhog. The Antis are going to completely deny the Breeder. We'll see how this works out for them.
And we'll see how this works out for them for right now. It's just going to be this Junkrat just causing so much havoc from Pine, who has the Riptire available. Artillery Strike is going to come out, forces out the Immortality field. And in fact, why not just another headshot, Dave, onto Coke Zero Sugar to Bootleg Pika. But it's the defensive hold for right now. I mean, you lose one, it's a big one in this composition. They still want to keep going at 15 health. You got to get out, my friend.
And the fact that they don't panic, the fact that they just retake this high ground once again, they were looking for them up there, and I don't know if they found them or not. Salted is going to be in a serious amount of trouble.
And the Riptire comes down, and the Riptire is going to find here Seraph at the same time. Makes it a 5v3 scenario. Also, Application Matrix is there, but Bob is just there. Just as a headliner. It's not even going to matter, though. That headliner is done in Dustin. Science Academy takes it all the way back. Bloodthirsty Baptiste, welcome back.
I mean, gosh darn it. That's some good stuff from the Baptiste. I love a good bloodthirsty support. They says, you know what? I can DPS just as much as you. I got a hit scan here, and I'm going to take you out. So this is good stuff for them.
That Ash almost went down as well, but Pine's able to get rid of Wannabe here, and Salted taking out Coke Zero Sugar. The point's starting to try to be contested, but this is going to go all for nothing in what was a close 199 to Science Academy to start. It's a 163 on the Lighthouse, and Science Academy will take the first map on Helios.
That is fantastic work from Science Academy. They got the work done on the back end. I mean, very competitive first map there on the Brawl. So I think that for them, they want to go towards these Brawl maps. And I mean, Coke Zero Sugar, the Bob was absolutely perfect. Love that Ash skin too. By the way, I mean, they definitely have the range down with the Viper, and you know what? That's a beautiful denial of that self-destruct, even though it does kill both your supports. I did not see that in the live play, so you know, good to keep yourself alive, but you know what? You killed your back line in the end, and maybe not as good as we thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great play overall, and you said about the Ash skin as well. I still think the Little Red Riding Hood skin is probably one of the more pristine ones than the pool party. But that, look, that's just me. Also, the what's it called? The one that they had during the Lunar New Year as well, where Bob is a tiger instead, I believe. Was actually
Yeah.
pretty cool. So that one's actually pretty. When they change Bob, that skin gets a lot better. But anyways, we go into our next map now. It will be a push map. For our second map. So New Queen Street, Coliseo, Esperanza. And mind you, this was not a wipe. I mean, we saw it last time where it was Rockford Rampage that won over GBHS 200 to 0. We got to see percentages on the flip side this time around, this time from the Gary Bobcats, who score up a total of 100 and, let me do math, 162% to 200. So regardless, it was close overall, just not the scoreline, the 2-0 that they won. So Gary and Bobcats now get the map pick. What do you expect here between the three maps of New Queen Street, Coliseo, and Esperanza?
I mean, I think that you either go Esperanza or you go to Coliseo. I think New Junk Street is not the place to go if you want to play Brawl, because they looked a lot better in the Brawl. I like the Ramatra look coming from them. You know, Salt is going to have to be dealt with. I think that you bring a Sombra out for that to try and, you know, deny the defense matrix and get that work in on top of the Mecha. But, you know, I think that, honestly, Esperanza gives you so much more sightline, gives you so much more ability to go in here and really take care of business. You know, the other thing, I'm looking at the bracket right now, and Science Academy Esports lower team actually lost to BJHS, and that's the team that Gary Bobcats surprised in the number 2 seed to get themselves into this grand final. So, you know, there might be a little bit of a hurt feelings here coming in from Science Academy Esport, you know, for their junior team, and they might be trying to get themselves back into this. So we'll see now what's going to happen when we get ourselves into the map, and it looks like we do have that map choice in.
And we will be, from the looks of it, heading to Coliseo. So Coliseo is going to be the map choice here for our next push map. Second time we'll see it here tonight. The completed map for Rockford Rampage just shows you how good they were earlier on in the MHSCL side. And so for right now, we'll get a chance to look at them. And meanwhile, we want to let you know that there is plenty of action still left to go. And in fact, there is a lot of action to be happening in the spring 2024 season. And if you're ready to get in on the action, enrollment for the spring 24 season is now open, and it's free. And that is FREE, free to compete. Discover all of the opportunities that Play Versus offers and get in on all of the details on the upcoming spring season by visiting playversus.com. Don't just watch. Play as spring 2024 coming up, as well as our push map coming up right now. Coliseo, the map of choice for this team from the Gary Bobcats. Love the Streets of Rome here and love the Coliseum at the end. We were talking about that earlier. Love it as well. We were talking about seedings as well between everybody, and a lot of upsets, or rather I should say 3 upsets in the making. 12 beats to 5, 10 beats to 7, and you said it earlier, 3 beats to 2 in BJHS, losing to Gary Bobcats. So 3 upsets overall. And if Gary Bobcats wants to be the 1 seed right now, they're going to have to do pretty well against this Science Academy Esports team looking very strong.
They're looking very strong, and I think that Pine has to be reeled in. I think that's their first order of business, is to take care of that. And I think on the other side, I think that, you know, when we get a little bit overconfident, we tend to push a little too far away from our support. So I think that both Pine and Wickman need to be very careful and very cognizant of their moves going in, especially when we're showing a little bit of flanking. Oh my God, we're seeing a wrecking ball. Not in this economy. This is a bit of a hubris here. I hope it doesn't come back to bite them in the butt.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you would like to think that as long as you don't focus the wrecking ball, it's more or less a 4v5, and that wrecking ball has to get out of there for right now. For the Gary Bobcats going a little bit more traditional with the Ramatra instead. The question is, can they keep the wrecking ball in check? Who's kind of in their backline already? You can see the backline dive, which is Witchman. They get rid of Seraph, but in return, the Sombra does go. But the bigger thing is it's the support for a DPS. And if you're Gary Bobcats, you're not liking this scenario as the wrecking ball will slam on down. And still, I mean, this wrecking ball is causing so much havoc right now. Remember, folks, numbers-wise, if you win the first fight and you get the first 20%, your odds of winning the entire map go up to 80%. Get the first checkpoint, that number goes up to 95. So will they win the first checkpoint is the question. It just goes back and forth at this point, as it looks like this Ramatra's in a lot of trouble, but Gary Bobcats will take the lead.
Yeah, there goes the Sombra again. So I mean, really, the DPS are just keeping their heads on a swivel for Wickman on this Sombra. It's got to be a change. There it is, coming out. Yeah, yep, I'm expecting it. Yep, going all the way back. Brutal composition that we saw there on Ruins. The only difference is that they've got the jump right here instead of the Torbjorn. I like the Torbjorn here to kind of give a little pressure on the back of the high ground. Woo! This is going to be difficult.
Yeah, it starts off difficult for Gary as Witchman is able to take care of Coke Zero Sugar, and a DPS and a support down usually means that the fight is won by the side of teams that get the kills, and so far it's looking like it as the Watcher can only use Nemesis form just to get any more armor left to go. They push it up to a few meters, but it's going to be Science Academy taking it back.
I mean, you're going to have Ultimates coming into this next fight. That's the thing, is that they force them to swap. And so, you know, they have to completely reset the economy. The only thing is that Bootleg Pika has their City Rush. You can push directly into them and just get yourself the lead right away.
If they can for right now, 34 meters to a growing 24 meters and going. They might not even be able to push it back to the golden line as Coke Zero Sugar is able to take care of Wishman. Now, it is 3 meters and 3 meters away from this. They have to contest it if they want to keep the lead for right now. Immortality Field and Swift Step is used, so the supports are pretty much wide open, if you will. Weave does go down one away to keep the Bastion up and alive. Do you have a fade? Yes, you do for right now, but the life of Seraph does go down. Doesn't matter. The Coalescence is able to get food like Pika. You get one back. Salted is going to fall out of mech, and this is going to go right back to the Gary Bobcats.
What a great back and forth right now, and this is exactly what I was hoping to see from this Gary Bobcat team. Yes, you get punched in the mouth. Yes, you lose 2-0 on Liege or on Ilios, but you have 2 more maps at least to get yourself back into this series. And now you're going to have Annihilation, and you're going to have your Kisude Rush. These are 2 impactful ultimates. Going with that Annihilation is going to be brutal.
Well, there's going to be the Kitsune Rush used first by Science Academy. Artillery Strike is going to come out at the same time, though. And Artillery Strike is going to find the Immortality Field and Weave at the same time. Salted finds Degree, but Degree does not use the Annihilation, nor does Seraph use their Kitsune Rush. Here would be smart to just go ahead and have some restraint, if you will. And so Science Academy would take it back, but Gary holds on to a few ults.
Yeah, and I mean, you're going into a window, and you're going into an Ant Matrix. Oh my goodness, please get out of there. Please have a Swift Step target. Please get out. You don't get out. That's a horrible stagger. They're probably going to take the lead on the back of that stagger.
Well, do they take the lead is the question, because they're not pushing this bottom right now. Golden line is right there, down to the final 4 meters, 3 meters left to go. Golden line is there, and nobody contests. They take the lead. Science Academy is back up 40 meters to 37. They might go even further here, like we're saying. The stagger could very well be huge, and the stagger lands up with a self-destruct in hand. The Sultan want to use it here. Sultan may not want to use it here, considering where they are. There's so much cover. Artillery Strike will come out for the moment, and this Artillery Strike might get a Kiriko, and oh my god, how low are you, Kiriko? But they just back up right now, 50 meters and growing.
Well, I mean, this is going to be first checkpoint, or aka the butt scratch. Now you're going to have self-destruct to gain yourself so much space. You can basically blow this Ramatra out of their Annihilation.
Yeah, they look to be getting the first checkpoint here, which they will on the back end. Self-destruct comes out. Ramatra's going to be right next to the Diva, and no punches will land. Wishing, though, gets the final kill onto Degree Recon, even though the mech landed on them anyway. 67 meters and rolling here. Gary Bobcat's just staggering over and over.
Yep, this is just this is going from bad to worse right now, and this is where they need to set this pace and start using some ultimates. Also, get off the ash, because you're just being hunted down. You can only use the Viper once, or the Coach Gun once, to get yourself away from danger. Then you're just being pursued by Salted. Salted has the mobility option over the tank. It is absolutely owning the lobby.
93 meters, only a couple away from that triple-digit mark, which makes it so much harder. Numbers get even worse for Gary to make the comeback here, even if they were to cap this one off. Rip Tire's going to come out. Let's see where the Rip Tire lands. It'll land in the back line. How about a triple for Pine from the Rip Tire? It goes away. It's just Coke Zero left to go. But Coke Zero Sugar is Coke Zero no more life. 117 and rolling here for Science Academy.
Oh, they're going to put an Amp Matrix up here, and they're just going to put everything through it. You just put the Bastion and the wheels down, and it's going to be done. The Artillery Strike is...
Artillery Strike comes down. Nothing's going to find anything as protection Suzu used. Here comes the Bastion and the Kitsune Rush, but the Application Matrix just melts away the Bastion. It's starting to wind down, and the time is starting to run out for Gary Bobcats to make the comeback. Science Academy is going to go up 2-0 in the series by completing the entire map of Colosseo.
But they're already dead! They're already dead! Good lord, they put the Amp Matrix through it as well. And Wickman just had so much fun. Hi, Ganymede. Happy to see you. You were having lots of fun there in this last fight, and here it comes. I mean, the precision of this Bastion. Where do these kids get the aim? Keegan, I need some of this in my life. Please, you saw my rank game.
I wish I had some of that aim as well. I wish I had some part of that because, yeah, that tracking on the Bastion turret is pretty much insane. And, of course, to get the final kills in the end with the play of the game. Although I honestly thought the Riptire would have taken it, at least part of it, because of that triple kill. But, oh, well, the Overwatch gods decide what play of the game will happen. So Bastion gets it. And now you're going to have a 2-0 lead in favor of this team from Science Academy down to what is the final map. And credit to Science Academy overall. Gary was able to get the first fight win, get the first 20 meters. Then all of a sudden, Science switching it over, like you were saying, could make very well the difference. Salta switches on back to the Diva instead. That makes the whole world of difference, if you will, and gives them the shot at the lead. And, of course, completing the map overall. Second time, by the way, you don't usually see this often where we have 2 push maps and both of them are completed in our day today. But, hey, we see it both happening here in the South Central and MHSCL side. But now we go on to what could very well be, and I say this for the second time today, what could very well be the final map in map number 3, Escort. Everything is almost on the table. Junkertown, Circuit Royale, Dorado, Havana, Rialto, Shambali, Monastery are on the floor. And we saw Circuit Royale last time. What do you think we see here, Billy?
Oh, if it was me, if I was choosing right now, I would be choosing something that you don't normally see. I'd go to Shambali just to see, just for giggles. And see what you can get done there. Because right now, Science Academy look like a well-oiled machine. They are operating as one singular hive mind, and they are absolutely lethal. They smell blood in the water, and it's just WM1 all the way. And that's not a good sign if you're the Gary Bobcats right now, because they feel like there's blood in the water. They don't care what map they get sent to. They're just going to play their style. They're going to play hyper aggressive. And they're going to really let Salted take the lead, and they're just going to push in behind it.
Yeah, they're just going to try to push in whatever they can on the Escort side. Now, of course, winner picks the map side. So earlier on, of course, with Rockford Rampage against GBHS, we saw the winning team pick defense. Didn't really matter on the side of the first 2 maps because control and push are both neutral zones, but this is where the side swaps do matter. Whether or not you're on attack or defensive side, I'm assuming we're going to see the defensive end coming out from Science Academy, and the Gary Bobcats will attack first, in which case, remember, if you go back to the last match, only 55 meters was pushed up, not even a single check mark for Rockford Rampage. Will we see that again, or will this team from Gary Bobcats be able to make it up and push it up? We're still waiting for a map here in general, but I think from what I'm looking at entirely, we're not going to what we thought it would be. We're going to the streets of Havana.
I mean, if you're looking to, maybe force a Sigma composition, this would be the way to do it. And Sigma plays very well against Diva. So if the Sigma is in the wheelhouse, then I think that you definitely go to that. And you pull a double sniper lookout. I mean, maybe you can just start clicking heads. Anything can happen, and this is a complete departure from what I think we've seen the first 2 maps, where they're trying to force this rush brawl with the Ramatra coming out and using the vortex, using all this. It's just being completely denied by Salta because they're just running past it. And I think that's the big problem, is that all these cooldowns that Ramatra has, you want to brawl up close and personal. Salted's going past you, going into your backline. Pine's going behind you, and you don't have enough wherewithal to be able to turn and collapse on those ingressors. So we'll see how this actually goes down.
We'll see how that goes down indeed as we get set up here for the matchup between the Gary Bobcats and Science Academy. You can see on the middle of your screen, Science Academy leads 2-0, needs 1 more in this best of 5, first to 3 to end the series and take it away as fall 2023 youth champions. Meanwhile, for Gary Bobcats, needing a win here, desperately needing a win to give themselves a shot in this series. A reverse sweep potential is still in the cards. You can take a look at the defensive side right now. We don't know what the defensive side is because they're still in their spawn. They could change at any moment. We've been baited before, but for Science Academy, bringing out the Widowmaker as well as the Bastion here. So more or less 2 long ranges, if you will, but the big thing here is the Ana Baptiste combination, 2 main healers at the start.
Okay, so they're expecting the Sigma to come out here, and so that's why you bring the Ramatra, because you can just walk past the experimental barrier. You can Nemesis form and deny the accretion, and then you basically bait the kinetic grasp out and just let them have it. So Pine, Kind of playing up to their namesake. And let's see if they can actually do the same that we've seen from Pine back in the past with the new Mixel. Yes, they can! Complete dome shine.
Complete roll of the head off the shoulders as Pine is able to find that kill. That's a big one for them for right now. And got a little bit of a scrum fight going on here, Billy, as it's just going to be the Tracer versus the Romacha for right now. They have to back off for the considerable moment. But right now, it's just, they're just waiting for some kind of big kick. And to start off with the Widowmaker, that's not good. And the threat of the Widowmaker even makes it less likely here as the bloodthirsty Baptiste is able to find Fuse in the back line, and a big pick for them. Although Wannabe here is able to take care of Pine. This could be the opportunity. The door is open for them for right now, but it's just a backup scenario in the 4v4.
Yeah, it was absolutely brutal. And I mean, right now for Salted, just walking past that barrier, taking care of the Tracer. I mean, you don't normally see that, but hey, I'll take it here today. I mean, basically, you're walking on degree recon right now, just taking all the space from them. You know, you can walk back, you can give a little space, you know, and take your next fight on your terms.
See, can they take the fight here in general, because the payload still at 43 meters hasn't moved much except for the corner for the moment. But this Romacha doing so much in a great sleep start, and Pine is rolling head. Still on Fiana and still on the Ash. Pine has found another body shot. Top Pine 3. Pine has found 3 final blows, and this Widowmaker cannot be stopped.
That is absolutely disgusting. And really, you know what, playing up to their namesake. And I should have never doubted. We're going to look and see if we get the grapple shot here out of spawn. Woo, that was not very far off.
Not very far off, but can they find another one? Infra sight is available around the gas. No, nothing there for right now. Finds a headshot. That wasn't a full charged headshot, but regardless, Bootleg Bika combos out with the Widowmaker to find that kill for right now. Pine is still finding headshots, and 2 minutes left to go. If you cannot find a way to stop this Widowmaker will keep killing you.
I mean, and you're just basically baiting all these cooldowns out of the Sigma. You've got to stop peeking this. I mean, you've got to figure out, you know, either go a Sombra, go a Reaper, yeah, I mean, the Sombra is the best option. Now that you know that the sights are gone, bring the Sombra in, get the virus onto the Widowmaker, get the blast, you know, just a full clip on their head.
You can see the Anand like crouching right now, just making sure that they're not peeking at the moment. But this Bastion falling also low. Good thing you got a kinetic craft. Annihilation is going to come out from Salted. That also gets nano boosted. And welcome to the Annihilation that is Salted. Combo this up, and there is no chance of living. Salted finds 3 final blows on the Annihilation. And my oh my, a minute left to go. Just no answers coming out from Gary.
I mean, the good thing for Gary is that they're going to have everything except an artillery strike into this fight. So, I mean, I would be nano boosting your Bastion. You know, you got an order of operations here. You pull the Flux out, you pull out their Immortality Field. Then you start going in with the other ultimates on the back end. That's a great rock, but it's not enough.
It's not enough, but it is enough. It's the damage onto the Bastion, who's fighting right behind. Gravitic Flux is available here. Where does the Gravitic Flux go? It does take care of the Bastion, lifts it up, but it's not going to be enough damage. The Bastion's back around the corner. There's the bomb to help out as the 6-man is available, but it's down to 5-man as the Ash is now gone. So it's curiously a back and forth 5v5 for right now. Pine's still trying to hit these headshots onto the Kiriko and the Autumn for right now. Just leading the shot. Hits the headshot on the Bastion. It's not going to be enough. Infra sight available, and the Infra sight will go. Coach Zero Sugar moving on over to the Reaper instead, seeing if they can maybe get them off for right now. There's the Kitsune rush from Seraph. Is this going to find anything across it? On the body shot at the Fuse, and the shots will keep landing. Kitsune rush is not even going to matter. 10 seconds left to go, and things are starting to fall apart for the Bobcats. Science Academy is just a Reaper kill away from ending this entire fight, which they do. 1 second left. There's not even going to be an overtime clock as no one else is alive, and Science Academy just has that much left to go to win in Fall 23.
That was okay. We thought that that Circuit Royale in the Michigan final was dominant. That I think was even more dominant. I don't care about the meterage. I mean, basically they went to like pick comp there, and at the very end, I mean, you should have done that at the 2-minute mark, and they just couldn't figure it out. They finally found some success there at the end, but it was just too little too late. And I think it's the recognition of the composition of what you're coming out on. The Widowmaker completely uncontested. Now, the good thing for Gary here is that running the Widow out of spawn here on the attacker side, not as easy. So we need to see if they're going to be able to find some sight lines here, because Pine I mean, there's no reason why you trade off of the Widowmaker right now. You keep that threat out there. You're already in their heads. And I think that, yeah, I think the wannabe hero, this is actually a smart play. Try and, avoid going, 1v1 with the Widow. See if you can take the tank down. But I mean, the support, Bootleg Pika and Weeb, these two are even more bloodthirsty than what we saw from Rex in our previous matchup. I mean, the Rockford Rampage, I thought their backline was good. This might be even better.
And by the way, to confirm, folks, Pine is not the Pine you were thinking of from the former Overwatch League. No, the hitting shots is the DPS, but it is not the Pine you were thinking of. It is the Pine from Science Academy that is right now dealing all of the good damage here on the Widowmaker. Can they stop them here? It is Degree that takes on the Monkey of Salted right now on the Orisa side, so very well couldn't be the counter pick that they might want against this Winston for right now. However, they just dive right on in, and it's just a game of runaway. Salted and Wishman both finding their kills. That's all of the supports down. Not a full headshot on the Widowmaker onto the Reaper. Pine is on the second floor where they have just lived. Right now, and this Reaper is the only one left alive to do something in the final 13 meters. But the Reaper is now gone. Is anybody going to be able to touch? It's the Lucio that's just stopped in his tracks. There goes the Kiriko, and there goes the chances. Science Academy with a broom out of the closet in dominating fashion. They are your fall 2023 U champions in the South Central region.
Disgusting. Absolutely filthy. Salted, absolutely take a bow. I don't care what Pine just did. This entire series rested on its Salted's back and shoulders, and you can lift Tartarus right now with how well this tank player carried their team. Congratulations, Science Academy. Holy cow. That was even more dominant than what we saw Rockford Rampage do in their previous final. So good grief. These kids, I tell you what, these youth championships, this is everything that I was hoping for.
Yeah, everything we're hoping for, and such great gameplay so far from the Rockford Rampage. And now the Science Academy will win it all here in the fall 2023 semester. Congratulations to them. They are your Youth League champions here in the semester. But that does not mean we are done just yet. We have crowned 2 champions. We have 1 more champion to crown, and that is in the Pacific region. We'll take a little bit of a break, but before that, we want to make sure that you guys are joining in on such of the great action that is the Youth Championship so far. And if you are ready to get in on the action, you can go ahead and enroll for the Spring 2024 season, which is now open, and it's free to compete in. Again, that's free to compete in this Spring 2024 season. Discover all of the opportunities that Play Versus offers and get all of those great details on the upcoming spring season by visiting playversus.com. Don't just watch, play, and don't miss out on some more opportunities to watch some great Overwatch. We still have 1 more series left to go in the Pacific region, and this is one you do not want to miss out on. It is going to be, if I look down at here, CB Falcon OW taking on DBHS Overwatch. When we come back after a big break here, we'll see you on the other side of it. You're watching the Fall 2023 U Championships here on Play Versus.
When I went to go get my program started, I did a lot of research on what companies people were using at the high school level with regards to playing esports. I found a few of them, but I found that Play Versus not only had some of the best reviews, but had just had high praise from people in this sphere of high school esports. So naturally, while there are other people in the state, I chose to keep going with Play Versus. So we chose to exclusively work with Play Versus because they offer a large variety of games, and they offer a large variety of games that our students get behind. Constantly, every season, they're trying to either innovate, bring more games in. They're a small company, but they try really hard, and I obviously really appreciate that. I think Play Versus catalog is what sets them apart from everybody else. Everybody else can offer small things or even tournaments related to the game and title that they want to play with. And so I think that the idea that I can build an entire season around a specific title is really enticing.